Skylar Richardson was able to go home today with 3 years probation. Now, what's been overlooked a little bit in this case is that there is another family separate from the Richardsons involved here. Stones like this from the landscaping that was picked up by that tornado slammed into the walls here.
You were telling me earlier water is part of the story as well.
Right, there's a lot of ponding out here because of the heavy rain that we saw, and of course a lot of these houses still have some big open gaps in their roofs. And this daycare behind me is the last place one of those children was seen with their mother. Take a look at these photos. These are the 2 children. Waterway has swelled, and we'll show you just how quickly it's moving here. You'll see this twig making its way into that creek pretty quick. We still have a lot to sort out. We have been told that that suspect was injured. He is in serious but stable condition in the hospital right now. There's a lot of the snow on the ground, and it's going to keep going throughout the evening, as Melissa mentioned. Now, the city says they're going to be on these roads. Apartments hit the hardest by this tornado. Just take a look at this living room. You can see that there's just debris, insulation, all kinds of stuff scattered all around. Dozens of first responders came down here early this afternoon, and we'll give you a look at the scene now. You can see they still have their lights and they're still working out. And we'll reopen for actual Black Friday tomorrow at 8 a.m. until 10 p.m. But we got to get going because we have some shopping to do here as well. So for now, live in Miami Township, Judith Retana, 2 News, working for you.
We truly feel blessed.
Tim Menchofer was hunkered down in his home with his wife when an EF3 tornado tore down his street.
We lost our roof, we lost siding, we lost windows, we lost a garage.
His home, one of over 100 damaged, 40 now considered a total loss. People now wait to see what their insurance companies will cover.
Our insurance agency has been wonderful. They're very supportive.
But he knows it's a waiting game.
It's going to be years before we can recover.
That's why Mercer County Emergency Management is putting together a long-term recovery committee. The goal is to bring people back to a normal life as much as it's possible.
No government, no one entity can do that, but it's trying to bring these groups together so we can work on those needs.
While there is a long road ahead, Menchofer already feels a loss of what was once a tight-knit community. For now, he's just taking things one day at a time.
Never experienced this kind of damage, and I hope I never experience it again.
Now, Mercer County EMA tells me they plan on doing a self-evaluation to see where they could have responded a little bit better. Now, for anyone eager to clean out the mess from their homes, EMA also suggests leaving everything as is to get an accurate assessment from your insurance adjuster. Any regrets for what you did?
Talk to my lawyer.
Any appreciation for what the judge sentenced you today?
Talk to my lawyer.
Clayton Luckie walks out of a federal courthouse Friday morning, but it doesn't make him a free man. The former public official must turn himself in to begin a 4-month sentence.
The recommendation was 8 to 14 months. And what the judge did was, in a sense, kind of halved that. He gave him 4 months in custody and 4 months house arrest.
That sentencing coming as a surprise to attorneys. Both sides were in agreement over a probation sentence after Luckie pled guilty.
Sometimes in business people take shortcuts, so we acknowledge that. We're not diminish that at all.
Court documents say Luckie created a fake paper trail to take advantage of city programs designed to benefit disadvantaged businesses. Luckie made $2,000 off the deal with an unnamed company. This shortly after Luckie served time for election falsification and money laundering. A federal judge saying, quote, if something was going to register, it should have registered after 3 years incarceration and lasted more than 3 months. Luckie's attorney telling us this message has registered with his client. Could any worries that he might take a shortcut after in his business this time?
Come on, I think he's learned his lesson.
Now, U.S. Attorney Brent Tabachi said in court today that Luckie undoubtedly committed fraud and that he abused public trust, but he said Luckie did admit to his crimes when confronted with evidence. Luckie should be receiving a call within the next 45 days on instructions for his voluntary surrender. Driving in today's rain is tricky enough without having to worry about gaping holes in the road. While North Main Street is seeing plenty of potholes lately, today's hazard isn't a result of an aging road. It's a sound you don't want to hear on your way to work.
It's just a hole, or I don't know what it was. It was dark out.
This clunking, nothing compared to what drivers fell into on their Friday commute.
I just fell in it. It was so big. And I mean, I just really felt it.
Jane Hay believes the pit was left exposed after a covering was removed by a crew working in the area.
There was no cones, there was no plate over the hole, anything like that.
Haynes says several of her coworkers at Children's Services fell into it too. She shared these photos.
AAA was putting on a new tire for her. He said he had already been assisting other people in the parking lot.
Dayton police were on the road trying to prevent more damage, but it meant plenty of business for local tire repair shops.
Busted tires, the bent rims.
Not so much for those left with the bill.
A big inconvenience, a big expense for just coming to work.
A metal plate covers the pit once again. Now drivers want someone to be held responsible.
It's negligence on someone's part, and someone needs to reimburse me and my other coworkers for our expense.
Until then, drivers are stuck splitting the cost.